everyone. Hi, it's Mary Amy, and I'm coming to you live from New York. This is Living in the Light. I'm all about shifting away darkness and guiding you to your destiny. Life is an adventure, cracking open that beautiful glowing heart that you were born with. And I'm here today. It's Wednesday. It's August 17th. We're getting through the summer here in New York. It's a little bit more pleasant because it's not as humid and the heat isn't like coming down on us, but I always prefer the summer weather. And I took off yesterday because I wasn't feeling well. I had some celebrations over the weekend, and I also gave myself a lot of stress. And, that's what sometimes happens. So I'm going to share with you symptoms of fear, because I think fear is all connected with worry and stress because we worry. And when we worry, we're actually engaging with fear. So we're going to talk about ego and materialism, extraterrestrial ships, imagine, quantum leaping. I'm going to share the healing properties of an Amazonite gemstone. And of course, I'm going to be doing a visualization. So how is everyone today? It's funny because yesterday I was exhausted. I was in pajamas all day, and then I went down to the beach with some friends and my daughter, and I think the sun did me well. I didn't really eat much. I don't know how everyone else is doing through the summer. I think it's just been like a little bit of a sore throat, the way it used to be before everything happened in the last few years. Just a normal little, sore throat. And so if I cough or something, that's why. So I tuned into myself today. Oh, please like and subscribe to my videos so everyone can find me. And I want to continue to do this every day at 11. So I tuned into my heart today, and I just have a lot of joy. I'm so grateful for this moment. I have gratitude for right now in this moment that I'm here, I'm breathing, and I look out into my into my reality, and I say I'm so excited about what's to come, what adventure is coming my way. And how do we create that adventure? Well, we create that through our thoughts, words, and actions, and our thoughts are very powerful. You are a super powerful being of light, whether you realize it or not. Born on this earth, you had this beautiful glowing light that was in your heart and your spirit. And when I say, who are you? And you identify who you are based on what you look like and all the stuff that you have, that's not really spirit. Who are you? So when we discover our eyes and we imagine nothing around us and not our physical form, just what's in our spirit and our heart. And we say, what is it that I must do, or what is it that I need to be, to be engaging with? What is strong in my spirit and my heart? And when we're children, we know this. Children tell you the truth because hi, whoever's joining me, please like and subscribe. So children know exactly who they are, and they will tell you. So that's why I say go to that being, that inner child that you were, and ask exactly what you want. What is it that you always wanted to do? Or are you having any regrets right now? So that's why I say come up with the 5 humongous goals. Hi, whoever's joining me, please write in the chat. I'm so glad that you're here. So what are those 5 humongous goals? Like I've said about mine is to take this trip to the Caribbean and to be in these villas that are over the blue water that are on stilts. Mine has been to do what I'm doing right here. So you make your list. And, I'm saying spirit, and I'd like to go to what's versus spirit. Versus spirit is basically ego. So we have been taught in these systems on this on this earth, when we were born with this beautiful glowing light in our heart, and then we were shoveled into and pushed into all these systems. And these systems, like, what is the history, what is education, what is government, what is the workforce, and we were taught to be competitive. We were taught to push everyone else aside, go, go, go. We were taught to rush. What about if that's all wrong? Have you ever considered that's all wrong? Is it feeling that's all wrong right now? If you look around in the world, what's going on in all the different countries, what's going on here in your hometown or in your state, that might be all wrong. All those systems are the matrix. We are pushed to have this belief that everything is important, that's material, and what's going on out here is important. What if that's all wrong? What about our spirit? What's going on with our spirit? Now, our materialism is a tendency to consider material possessions and physical comfort as more important than spiritual values. So I myself I believe in God, I believe in Christ, Jesus Christ. And I'm a spiritual being of light. And material stuff, I value it to an extent, but I believe experiences and other beings like you are more important. I don't consider stuff more important. I don't believe that makes you more worthy. You're successful and fabulous just the way you are. So it's an attitude. The ego, or materialism, is the attitude of someone who attaches a lot of importance to material goods and wants and money and whatever they possess. So if you identify yourself purely based on what you have, so what if you lost everything? What if something happened and take away your looks? Would you have anybody that wanted to spend any time with you? Or is everything based on what you have and conforming with groups of people? What about what's in your heart about who you are? Now, as we raise our vibration and we connect to love, unconditional love, we raise our vibration, we realize that a lot of stuff is not that important. I mean, yes, we need it to exist because we are the best there, but it's about balance and creating balance. About really important. Is material stuff that important? Yes, it feels more comfortable. However, what about if we wanted died? What about, do you think that's possible? Can we together create that existence to live in? So our ego is a sense of our own worth. So a large ego is a self-important person. They believe that they're more important than everyone else. And a massive ego never admits that they're wrong. So it's the way you look at yourself. What is your ego? And I think as we raise our vibration to higher frequency, I'm not saying you don't get what you want. If you want, I mean, I talk about wanting a yellow shiny sports car. I'm not saying you're not going to get that. I'm not saying that that's not valuable. I'm saying it's about placing too much emphasis on material stuff. And so how does an ego come about? It comes about because you were born into fear and isolation. So it creates our identity, and it separates us from everyone around us. So you're living on your own in your ego, and you're not really looking at everyone else. And you know, who's to say if you lost everything, would you have people around you? Is your ego so large that you actually turn people away? Can you break through that ego? Absolutely. You can always transition into a multidimensional being of light. With why, you know, is that from insecurity? Is that from dominating? I don't know. It's entirely up to the Can you break through the large ego? Yes. So you believe that you're better than other people, and maybe or intelligence, or you're more important. You're not, because we're all just as important as each other. So someone who has a large ego, it's misinformation for them. It's inaccurate, because everyone is just as invaluable. Everyone is just as valuable as everyone else. You are just as worthy. I am just as worthy. And it doesn't matter what anyone has. It's about their spirit. Now, because I am a believer in God, a believer in a higher power, a believer in heaven, I speak of angels and how these beautiful angels come down from heaven to earth to protect humanity. And we are in this spiritual war. And this spiritual war, we are countering evil with goodness. And there's divine intervention that is occurring. So God is coming forward now. And I believe in heaven, so I believe in an afterlife. I believe that we go on to another existence. Now, you're not taking all the stuff with you. And I don't know how important it is what you look like. It's more about your spirit. So our spirits are very valuable. Our spirits know when we're born what we want. And if you tune into your heart, your spirit, and you ask for your spirit to come forward, your spirit will guide you. Your spirit will guide you to your destiny. And you might get thoughts that drop into your head. You might become more connected to all your intuitive abilities. We speak of having stillness. And when we close our eyes and we hear beyond the walls of the room and we tune in as far as we can hear, we start to connect to hearing beyond right here, because there are so many energies and frequencies coming at us all the time through our television, through the internet, the Wi-Fi, the towers. And then there's the other human beings, the other beings, and their frequencies and their energies. And so if you're empathic, like I am, you have to imagine light around you, because it will just be too much. Your senses will be on overload. So as we raise our vibration through love, through acceptance of ourselves, through forgiveness for ourselves and others, we will raise our vibration. And when we raise our vibration, we will reach a level of the fifth dimension, another timeline. This matrix that we're living in right now is a three-dimensional timeline. And this timeline was created to keep us compressed. So we're born this beautiful being of light, and it's compressed because we're thrown into the systems. And then the systems keep us moving, and we're enslaved in these systems because it's mind control and it's brainwashing, and this is all we know. So let's just take a moment to consider that there's another reality. So we're going to expand our minds and say, maybe not everything everyone has said to me since I was a small child is accurate. So let's, for a second, think out of the box. And when we do this, we can actually do what's called quantum leaping. We can leap to another timeline. So we can create quantum leaping through stillness and through visualizations, which is what I do, because it's about advancing our consciousness to a higher frequency. And it's about thinking out of the box. Now, that comes through stillness, having peace. Now, if you go, and you're busy, and you have a lot going on, and I know you have to pay those bills, I understand. But I'd like you to try at some point in the day, to maybe today, in this moment, to have some stillness, have some peace. That peace actually remove our thought. We can have divine intervention. We can have an awakening. We can be guided to whatever our dreams are. Angels sometimes speak to us even without asking if they know we need them. We can ask angels to come into our life. We can say, please come into my life. I need some help now. It's like praying, a prayer. Anyone who's joining me, please like and subscribe to my videos, write the chat. Ego, materialism, extraterrestrial ships. We'll share the healing properties of an Amazonite. And please like and subscribe. So angels will come into our existence, our lives, when we ask, and sometimes when we don't ask. And how do we know they're present? Maybe we feel a brush on our cheek and we don't see anything. There's evidence around us. But there's an energy. You might feel the presence of angels. I believe there's tens upon thousands, millions of legions of angels, and that there's an archangel Michael right by my side. Now, inner angels are a sign of an inner awakening. We might have a spiritual awakening that happens to us spontaneously because of nature, because our spirit guided us towards us. It might be because you see a sunrise. It might be circumstances. You might have it happen during a meditation or a visualization. You might just ask for it and it might happen to you. It's going to happen to all of us. All of us are going to become awakened. Because what's happening right now, as this spiritual war is occurring, and you can see it playing out in a physical reality. Because that is happening, we are headed towards the end of this world that we've been living in. This world is it's collapsing. The matrix walls are collapsing, and leaders are grabbing on, they're grappling, they're holding on. People is holding on, and they're possessing people. They're coming into people's minds. That's why I've spoken about psychic attacks, and I've said be aware of the difference between your thoughts and an evil thought. I've heard people have dreams. I've had some dreams where really negative, scary stuff happens, and when that happens, I've told you, imagine light hugging whatever it is, because it's just trying to scare you. Hug it with love and light. I also speak about having a mirror. People come to speak, putting a mirror in front of you. Imagine a mirror in front of you to prevent the psychic attacks. So maybe it comes in the form of someone that you know, and they do evil things. So it's possessed someone that you know. It might be a Mr. Smith, a black hat. It might be a monster. It might be a reptilian or some kind of evil entity. But just know it's just to scare you. It doesn't have any control over you. So how do you deal with the psychic attack? You send it love. You send it light. You imagine hugging it, or you go to hug it. So it's the end of times right now. We're entering the apocalypse, because the world that we've been existing is leaving. So I'm asking you to prepare for change. Now, a cosmic catalysm is said God will destroy the ruling powers of evil and raise the kingdom. So the darkness is going to come. So prepare for the darkness. They say 3 days of darkness, the grand solar flash, which is a blinding light that is going to shut down the internet and shut down the television. So be prepared. Don't be surprised. Everything is changing. Wake up. It's time now. I am a starseed, and starseeds have come to this earth, and starseeds are here to share with you, to awaken. We're awakened beings of light, and we're here to share with you that you must wake up now. It's time. So how are you going to prepare for this change that's coming? This change, how do you prepare for anything? So you're going to get ready to deal with an alternate reality. So the reality that you're living in, this matrix, is going to change. It's going to crumble. And you might go into, it might feel chaotic and you might go into panic mode, but don't panic. It's okay. Everything's going to be fine. So you're going to release these old belief systems. So these systems of where you believe, the matrix. So what is the matrix? The matrix is the systems. The matrix is, imagine coming from an aerial perspective of what goes on, like overlooking any business, any school. The matrix is a system. It's a simulation. It's this idea of whatever you believe that you were born into. This matrix is going to go away. So imagine that all of that is gone. And what it's going to be, it's going to be something you're going to create. I'm here for you to create this new world. So we're going to explain about our intuitive abilities that we discover. There's going to be about being fear and hate and divide. It's going to be about love and compassion. So you're going to learn to pay attention to messages and signs that are going to come through in your dreams. Messages and signs are going to come through in nature for you. And maybe they're just going to come through in your existence where you experience like, oh, that's going to take me to this. And then that's going to take me to that. And you're going to follow. It's going to be it's going to be following from dot to dot, I guess, from in the moment. You're going to learn to live in the moment more and trust your intuition, because you have this skill set like I do. You just were compressed, so you didn't realize. So we're going to have signs of waking up, and they're going to come through in our dreams where we're going to rediscover who we are. We're going to learn to be more patient. We're going to listen more. We're going to shut off the electronics. We're going to just listen. We're going to listen with our senses, because we all have a sixth sense. And that sixth sense is you're going to sense things about people that you didn't know before. You're going to tune in more. You're going to be allowing yourself to believe and trust your thoughts and your decision making, and you're not going to be coerced into conforming anymore. So this heaven on earth is going to be a new reality for you. Now, the faster that you connect with this and engage with this, the better off you are. So I'm here because I'm sharing with you ways to awaken, ways to become more of yourself, and beneficial suggestions for this new earth, heaven on earth. And so what's going to happen as this end of times occurs, which is coming fast, quickly, because as we know, the more truths that are uncovered, the more evil and darkness that is revealed, the quicker that they're trying to quicken up their agenda. So it's going to happen faster now. So we have to be awake. We have to be woken up, and we have to know that you're going to be okay. There's no need to be panic. And so we can quantum leap into this new reality. And how are we going to do that? We're going to do that by living in love, spending more time in love, spending more time just being a compassionate being. And you're going to break through to the other side through quantum leaping. You're going to leap to a new timeline from the 3D matrix to the 5D higher consciousness, higher dimension. And it's not in another location. It's here. It's just a different mindset. So when we do this quantum leaping, we are jumping energy levels. And we are actually expanding our mind and our awareness. And we are actually receiving through light codes, our DNA. We already have a DNA blueprint in ourselves that's being activated and sharing this information. And it comes down in very strong, vibrant downloads. And as you awaken, this sounds very like far-reaching to you. However, I'm sharing with you what's going to happen. These are the steps. So we're going to change higher consciousness and a new dimension. And if you want to say jumping energy levels, quantum jumping is an electron in one energy level and an atom jumps instantly into another, absorbing energy as it does. So your energy level will change to a higher frequency, and you will attract new people, places, and things, or beings, places, and things. And so whatever you want to manifest will come forward. Everything will happen faster. You will have synchronicity. Events that seem not to be related will come together, and you will have to pay attention. And I've used that example. I hope everyone who's joining me can write in the chat and like my video. I've used the example of a yellow sports car. So I would like to manifest a yellow sports car. And I write down on a piece of paper, and then I visualize it. And I visualize it with all my senses, and it brings joy. And then I speak of it like I already have it, like it's in my driveway. And so I do that, and I go down to the coffee shop, and then I see a yellow sports car in the parking lot, and then I go into the coffee shop, and then someone is speaking about buying a yellow car. That would be a synchronistic event, I guess you could say. So that will begin to happen to you. So you're going to have an awakening, a spiritual awakening, or just an awakening. It's going to be a mystical event for you. And then you're going to be ascending to a higher consciousness. And you will have symptoms, ascension symptoms. And you will begin to form a new personality. And you will begin to live in love all the time. And then you will share love with everyone. And then you will be able to manifest. And then you will have intuitive abilities. And then you will realize that there's others like you, and you will collectively have a higher consciousness. And then before you know it, heaven on earth is here. So we covered ego and materialism. We said that someone who has a large ego has a lot of things going on with them. They believe that they're self-important, that they're more worthy than others. Well, no one is more worthy than anyone else. I'm as worthy as you are, and you're just as wonderful. So someone who has a large ego has a strong sense of worth, and they think they're very important. And someone who's very materialistic believes that possessions are very important, and they don't have spiritual values. They don't necessarily have strong spiritual values. And they believe that importance lies with what you have. So as you raise to a higher consciousness and a higher vibration, stuff will be less important. Material, that you will place less emphasis on material goods. So moving forward, about discovery extraterrestrial ships. So we know and we've heard of through movies and through television, and even recently in the news, which I don't watch the news, but allegedly in the news, they speak of UFOs, UAPs, unidentified flying objects. And there's been, since the 1950s, spaceship sightings, encounters, abductions, and we've heard about spaceships, and we've been told that it's like a sci-fi movie, right? And we see it in movies, and then we see these aliens or extraterrestrials, ETs, coming to the planet, and they are destroying us, and they are hurting us, and so we begin to have fear related to that. And so we have an unpleasant fear. A symptom of fear is an unpleasant feeling triggered by the perception of danger. And it's real or it's imagined. So fear, a symptom of fear would be worry, excessive worry, intense, intrusive thoughts that are very intense. Maybe you have anxiety, and maybe your fear is so bad that it interferes with your daily activities. So fear might actually have a physical symptom. You might begin to have a very fast, quick heartbeat. You might feel chills or stress in your body. It might raise your blood pressure, fear. You might begin to have panic attacks. You might have chest pain or nausea. And so fear keeps us stuck. And we are here together, and we are going to take away that fear. We are going to unblock your fear. And maybe with everything that you've heard or in your community brings you to fear. Fear that something dangerous is going to happen. Fear that you're going to be harmed. It's hurting you. Fear will hurt you. What you want to do is you want to embrace whatever your fear is. You want to say, okay, fear, I'm here. Now what? Because it's mostly your mind. Fear is created in your mind. So we want to let go of fear and worry. Someone very close to me, Tommy, he says to me that I worry too much. And I think my worry stems from fear. So I'm working on letting go of fear. I'm not saying that I don't have some of these. And part of what I do, I'm bringing forward maybe situations that I'm encountering. So fear is the perception of danger, and it's real or imagined. Now, it can start from, fear can begin from a real occurrence. And maybe we really have fear and it's related to something that really has happened. And then it manifests into more, a bigger, worse perception. And so you create you, and then it takes over your activities, and then our fears, erase our fears, and we want to be in the moment because maybe it's racing thoughts, right? So we go, here I am. So let's say my fear, I've had a fear of fire. We're going to use that. That's a pretty broad stroke. So I've had a fear of fire. So I have to, how do I get out of that? I have to say, what's real? Is there something that could really happen? Or is this just this energy that I'm actually blowing up? It's taking form in my mind. So I want to let go of that and let go of that. Just let go of that and be in this moment and say, I'm safe, I'm okay. And maybe that should be a mantra or an affirmation. Maybe we can make that a new mantra. We can add it to I am brave, I'm courageous, I'm strong, and say, I am safe. How about that be our new mantra? I am safe. So we want to begin to trust our personal power. We are superhuman, super powerful beings of light. And let me get back to this. So we have been told we should fear this. It's headed into extraterrestrials. That's where we're going into, extraterrestrial ships. So these are kind of pictures of what we've seen, right? Of extraterrestrial ships, of UFOs. going back to Roswell when they crashed on the Earth and Roswell, New Mexico, and then there was extraterrestrials. They were gray aliens, 4 gray aliens that were taken to Area 51, allegedly. And so we have been kind of in the dark about, is this true or not? And I know the Pentagon put out releases, they declassified information about UFOs, and they've said that there's Project Bluebeam. And Project Bluebeam is a black project, and it's in the secret government. And Project Bluebeam is that they would create a false narrative that aliens were coming to invade Earth. And that was another way to instill fear in us. And what's happening right now is actually, that seems to be an impossibility right now because there's so many sightings of ships. And so we, I believe, are going to have some kind of disclosure. And disclosure, what is disclosure? Disclosure is secret information that becomes known, and it's confidential, and then it's going to be shared. So when we have disclosure, we're actually seeking the truth. And what is this disclosure going to be? This disclosure is going to be about first contact. And we're going to understand that these are benevolent beings and that they come in peace. And we are going to see or learn of extraterrestrial ships, motherships, and I've heard, I think it was Arcturians shared a message about these ships are in the Mars and the moon, the false moon, and beyond the clouds. Now, I don't know, because I am a being, you know me, that I have to see things for myself, and it has to resonate within my being. Do I believe that this is possible? Yes. So they say mother ships are the size of ocean liners, and there's fleets of ships. If you go onto Twitter, Victoria V. Light talks about contact with the star family. So how has this all been under wraps? How come we never had this disclosure before? And that is because dark forces were in control of planet Earth, and they used our life force, and they invaded here a long time ago, and they enslaved us, and these are their systems of control. And so we're breaking free from that. And how are we breaking free from that? Is because coming through, divine energies are coming through, and angelic forces, and Earth has been taken over already. Now, in the spiritual realm, which you can't necessarily see, it's manifesting in the physical realm. So these are extraterrestrial. These are some examples of extraterrestrial races. So as you ascend and as you're awakened, you will receive light codes, and you might receive communications from one of these beings. So be prepared. It's not scary. They're benevolent. Now, today I heard, how do you engage with them? How do you engage with these beings? How will you engage with these beings? Like in a physical way. Well, how do you engage with them? You can engage with them whatever you feel safe. First, it's going to be in your mind. You're going to see them. And then in the physical realm, you're going to have to invite that. So it's going to be entirely up to you what you feel safe with. So if you feel safe engaging with them, whatever it is for you, it's entirely up to you, however you want to engage with them. So these mother ships, extraterrestrial ships that are coming through, it sounds like really impossible. It sounds like, who can imagine? However, you have to expand your consciousness. Do you really believe that we're the only life force, life energy, living beings in all the galaxies? Is that really what you believe? Because it sounds kind of silly. It's kind of impossible. If you could imagine that all the sci-fi movies that you watched had an agenda to scare you, that's where that belief comes from, because how else would you have a belief? So I'm here to wake you up, and let's discover whether or not we have a large ego, whether or not we're obsessed with our stuff, our materialistic stuff. And do you have a spiritual world going on? Are you asking angels to come into your life, into your being, into your existence? We can invite angels. They're a sign of a spiritual inner awakening, and you will begin to have divine intervention occur, and more of your destiny will come forward. So let's do a visualization, because then we can together, and we'll get back to the disclosure. We can together find some peace, right? So let's find some peace together right now through a visualization. And what is a visualization? A visualization is guided mental imagery in your mind's eye, bringing you hope, peace, and stillness. Blessings. Let's today visualize ourselves into a better mental state. This is valuable if you are feeling unsettled or stressed. So I'd like you to find a comfortable position, sit or lay down. I would like you to relax, out a breath. And maybe you need to tense your body up and let it go, and tense your body up and let it go. And so as we do this, we're going to breathe out old thoughts and beliefs and energies, let them go. And I'm letting them go with you. And we know that I tend to hold on to stuff. I hold it in my body, so I'm letting it go as well. And I'm only focused on my future now. And I'm focused on this moment, in this moment. So together we're going to do 3 inhales and exhales. And we're going to do it on a 12 count. So let's do that together right now. I hope you feel a little bit more relaxed. Exhale any tension that you have. And you're scanning your body from the top of your head to the tip of your toes. And you're connecting with your spirit. We speak of our spirit. We're connecting to our spirit and our heart. And so I'd like you to imagine a beautiful, glorious nature scene. And maybe it's a beach, a waterfall, a field of flowers, a forest, mountains. And you choose this nature scene. It's your nature scene that brings you joy. And you're going to sense whatever the smell is. What does it feel like? What does it look like? What are you hearing? And it's bringing you joy. and you're feeling light. You're feeling more light in your heart. And it's details with all your senses, the fresh air, you feel freedom, you see its beauty, and you have the sun beaming down on you, and you can feel the earth touching you. And as we remain in this moment, we're going to remember nature gives you joy. Maybe it's a field of flowers, a mountain. So as we remain in this moment, we're letting go of our past, our anger, our fear, our sadness, and any stress that we're holding on to. We're letting it go. We're going, whoo, it's gone. And we're remaining in that moment. So as you've let go of the fear, you're looking forward to the future. And you're beginning to feel better emotionally and physically. And you're breathing out stress. And if you need to speak it out, speak it out. And you're replacing it with joy and new beginnings. All your dreams coming to fruition. So we're going to stay in that moment of joy and light and love. And I'm going to count backwards to 3, and you're going to open your eyes. 3, 2, 1. My suggestion to you is next time you're not feeling well. So if you're feeling like your body's tensed up, or you're in a situation of conflict, whether you're alone or you're with someone, go to your nature scene, beautiful nature scene. So it would be like this. I'm in, all this stuff's going on, and my body knows I'm not okay. So I'm in this state. Maybe it's panic, maybe it's fear. I'm going to think of my nature scene. So for me, my nature scene is this beach in the Caribbean, is this beach, and I'm on this beach, and immediately I have a smile on my face. Did you see how I changed? And my voice changes, and I'm excited and happy. So we can change the chemistry in our bodies through a visualization like this, through one thought. That was one thought. That's why I say, what are your thoughts in the morning? What are you thinking? Please like and subscribe to my videos and write in the chat. What are your thoughts when you wake up? Is your thought, oh, I have this to look forward to. Oh, I'm very proud of myself. I did whatever, I accomplished something. I had this personal success. Is it, I'm looking forward to blah, whatever it is. Is that your thought? Because we don't want the alternative, which is, oh, I'm so upset. It's Wednesday, blah, blah, blah. What is that? Come on, where's the joy and the beautiful light in your heart? Let's crack that joy and light open. And let's make that heaven on earth in front of us. And let's guide ourselves to our personal destiny. We have personal power. We are strong. We are brave. We are courageous. And we're going to add to that, I am safe. So I am brave, I'm strong, I'm courageous, I'm safe. I'm going to let go of any fear. I am safe. And I also say I am patient. I've learned. So that affirmation, I am patient. So today we kind of covered a lot, didn't we? Covered symptoms of fear, how it's an unpleasant feeling that's triggered by a sense that something dangerous will happen. It's excessive worry, and we're letting go of fear. Fear, let it go. If you have to talk it out. What is some of my fears? I mentioned fire. I have a fear of like fire. I have a fear that I maybe won't be prepared. I have a fear of not doing a great job. I have that. That's a fear, or not reaching my destiny. So I'm letting all that go. I just share with you my fear. What is your fear? I've said I've had a fear of abandonment. I have to tell you that I worked on that fear of abandonment. And I have someone very close to me, and he actually helped me with my fear of abandonment because he's not abandoning me. And a fear of abandonment comes from being left alone and not feeling safe. So I worked on it for myself, and then someone else actually worked with me on it, and also my family. You know, you can ask people to help you if you have a fear of something. So we covered fear. We also spoke, and I'm going to go back to it, ego and materialism. So yeah, stuff is great. Like, I love this cup. I think this is an amazing cup with these butterflies. But is this more important than someone's feelings or love or compassion? No. No. It's great. It's a great cup. I love it. Well, you know, we really have to put things in perspective. And what is your perspective? Is everything is your whole life consumed by stuff, which is a tendency to believe that material possessions are more important than a spiritual reality, spirituality, believing in God. I believe in God. I don't know if you do. And it's an attitude that you attach so much importance that your life is imbalanced. So what you're wearing, or whatever car you drive. And I think that's valuable. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying it's about how much you focus on it. And ego. Someone who has this very strong sense of worth. Do you need to work on your ego? Do you need to let that ego go? You're not smarter or better than anyone else. Because if you're saying you are, then I'm sorry to tell you you're not. Because just you saying that tells me you're not. We're all equal. We're all beautiful beings. So let's make sure that we have balance about our thoughts and what we put importance on. We also spoke about quantum leaping and how you can quantum leap, and it's about your ability to leap to another timeline, or quantum leap is about a change in consciousness. It's about thinking beyond. You know, I said to you that one of the suggestions for working on your intuitive abilities is to imagine yourself stretching your whole entire, your body's here, but your torso and all your arms and your head all the way up to, we say, margin of sun, and circle around. So it's like you're one of those boys, you're stretching yourself. So you're going to expand your consciousness, and you're going to wrap yourself out into the solar system. If you want to expand yourself out of the Milky Way, do that. But this is a way of expanding. We want to expand ourselves, because this is how we're awakening all of our intuitive abilities. Hi. Hey, Tommy, how are you? What's going on? Hi, Roger. What are you guys doing? Is it a beautiful day? Hello, hello, hello. I was wondering where you were. And so I hope, I can't do emojis on here. I can only do my computer stuff on the keyboard. So we're expanding our awareness. We're expanding our consciousness. And we can do that through visualizing. We can do that. We can quantum leap. We can make a dramatic advance, a giant stride, and a radical change in our life. And we can do that. We can do that by visualizing. We can do that with our 5 humongous goals. We can expand and achieve a quantum leap by making a big change, by knowing there's an alternative reality. You know, maybe you're stuck, maybe you're blocked, and maybe you're preventing yourself from quantum leaping. Because when we quantum leap, we're making a huge stride. Like, so for example, for me, a quantum leap is this week I have this big interview coming up. And this takes you to another level. You know, it's like doing something within your career and you're making a big stride, right? Something that you would never imagine doing. Anything is possible. It's all our own thoughts. We create our reality through our own thoughts. So before we go today, I want to mention the Amazonite gemstone and its healing properties. And so it's a greenish stone, and it helps with physical and emotional ailments. And it helps with the chakra for balancing all the 7 chakras. So it's all of them. It's like a one-time shot in Amazonite. And so when you get your Amazonite gemstones, you want to wash it in warm water and put it out in the sunlight, maybe a full moon, and it will possess more healing qualities. Now, why do I say that this is valuable? It's from the earth. It's a stone from the earth. And it will help with trauma and gives you a soothing environment. So if you want to place it in a particular place in your home, that will help you. And it calms the nervous system and brain. So that will help with fear if you have any fear. So before we go, I want to remind you that we're about to end the systems that we know. And we're going to have disclosure. And as they say, it's the apocalypse. So it's the end of times. A cosmic catalysm will come. An event is coming. There's a few events coming. We're going to have darkness and we're going to have the solar flash. And God is destroying all the evil and a new kingdom is coming on earth. And that's heaven on earth. So we're going to prepare for that. We're going to prepare for that by tuning inward, by going to stillness, by understanding that we have the ability to have advanced consciousness. And we can excel at anything that our spirit can consider. So if it's in your heart, something that you always wanted to do, then you have an ability. And that has been blocked. You had amnesia about all your abilities. So as we prepare for change, we're going to get ready to deal with an alternative reality. So this reality that we have right here is not going to necessarily be the same. So how will that change? I've said it. The constructs of the matrix will collapse and are collapsing. So what you believe to be true in this reality is changing. It's shifting. It's going to be gone. So we don't want to panic. It's not going to be chaotic. We're going to learn to expand our awareness in stillness. And how do we do that? There's going to be signs in waking life purpose. You're going to listen more. You're going to have more patience. You're going to shut off electronics more. And you're going to be quiet. And then the disclosure is coming. So just know everything's going to be fine. And I'm here for you, and I'll be back again tomorrow. And I hope you join me and like and subscribe to my videos. And I want to send love and light and do a visualization today. Take a quantum leap. Pick one of the things on your your list of 5 longest goals and head in that direction. Because anything is possible. You are a multi-dimensional being of light, and you can achieve anything that you can imagine. So I'm spinning light, and you're in the center of it, and you're making a wish, and I'll be back again tomorrow. And I hope you like and subscribe to my videos, and I hope you have a wonderful day. So I'm spinning light, and you're making a wish, and you're in the center. Everyone have a wonderful day. Be well. Sending you love and light. And let go of fear, let go of worry, and let's be patient. Let's have quiet stillness.